Hello everyone and welcome to this week's watch list preview. Not a lot on the list this week. There was a few good setups, but they have earnings this week, so I didn't add them. So we have one inside week, and then we have three that are a one down, two up, looking for a Rev Strat scenario. That's a one down followed by a two up followed by a two down. So these would be reversals to the downside here. So pretty ugly week last week in terms of the market. But let's take a look at Wells Fargo first. Wells Fargo, you see we had an inside candle shooter. So we're looking for a break below that low, which is 46.15. And then for our targets, obviously our first target's going to be this low here of 45.03. And then our second target is, I think it was over here, 44.83. Third target is over here at 44.56. The fourth target is down here at 43.27. So that's what we're looking at for targets on Wells Fargo. And now for the Rev Strats, and now for those of you that aren't real familiar, I'll show you basically what a Rev Strat is. You had an inside candle here. This is a 1. An inside candle's a 1. Inside candle followed by a 2 up. So we have a 2 up, but it's a shooter. So shooter being shooting star. So it's a 2 up shooter. So we're looking for a break below this candle, which would give us a 2 down. So that it'd be a 1, 2 up, 2 down. That's called a Rev Strat in the strat world. So we're looking for a break below this candle of break below $50.78. Target 1 will be this candle here, the low of this candle at 49.20. Target 2 is going to be the low of this candle here at 49.04. And if we come back far enough, we have target 3 here, and I only added these because there's a gap here. We actually also have a gap here, 49.48. So you could actually include these as targets also. 49.48 and a high of 49.29. So there's about a 20-cent gap there. But this is a bigger gap that I kind of liked here. Target 3, beginning of this gap is 46.26, and then the fill the gap is 44.02. So that's what I'm looking at for Citibank. Walmart, we are looking at, and if you noticed, a lot of these are the same ones that were on last week's videos, because last week I may have had them on there for an inside setup. So if it's on there for 1 week for an inside setup and it goes one direction, it very well could end up on the following weeks for the Rev Strat. And I don't typically add Rev Strats to my watch list, but because there wasn't a lot to choose from, number one, there wasn't a lot of inside weeks as it was because of the way the market ended Friday. And number two, a lot of the ones that were on there have earnings coming up this week, so I didn't want to include those. So Walmart, we had an inside week here. We had a 2 up. Now we're looking for the 2 down. So now if this candle would have closed way up here, I probably wouldn't have put it on this list because it's still strong. But because it sold off and closed below the middle of this candle, that showed to me that the more recent action on this is bearish. So we'll look for a break below this candle, break below 155.21, and ignore these goldish colored levels because those are actually from a yearly watch list. So target 1 is going to be this low here of 152.55, or actually 152.57. No, it is 152.55. I don't know why it said that. It flashed 152. Oh, okay, that's for the year up 152.57. That's why. Okay. Um, they're like right on top of each other. So 152.55 is target one. Target two is this low at 150.08. Target three is this low at 143.30. If you want to find targets in between here, you can come down to the daily. And I know I used to do this a lot, but with the moves that we've been getting lately, I'm kind of just going off the weekly chart because we've been getting quite a bit of movement, at least this past week. You could come down here and, you have a big, huge gap here. I don't want to say gap. I don't want to confuse anybody. You have a big, huge range here. You could throw this in as a target, throw that in as a target, that, and so on. There's actually a gap here, 146.06 to 146.25. So we have a small gap here. So you can throw those on as targets. So that's Walmart and FedEx. We're looking at same thing here. We had an inside candle, 2 up, closed bearish. So we're looking for a break below this 2 up here, 201.97. And let me try to zoom way in to get these targets. Target 1 is going to be this candle here, which again, it's not really a target when it's this tight. I guess it's over $2 move, but it doesn't look that big. But it's somewhere to move your stops to. So the first target is going to be 199.61. Second target is going to be 199.03. And then we have to come way back here to get further targets. And there's a gap here. The next target's 188.16. That gets us into the weekly gap. And the next target would be the gap fill at 183.88. So that's what I'm looking for on FedEx. I don't have anything. I know I was throwing in stuff from the new system I was working on. I actually didn't have anything, any setups on that. I ran a scan for it, and there's nothing that looked good, so I didn't even put them on there this week. And I'm still working. If you watch my video from Friday or from last week's watch list, I'm still trying to figure out exits. The confusion I'm having is when the exit works the way that it's designed, it's great, but it doesn't always work that way, and it's just confusing. If you go back and watch that video, I'll set up a condition to be true, and for the trade to trigger and to automatically enter when the condition's true, but yet it shows the condition's also false at the same time. So then it exits immediately. And it doesn't do it all the time, and I don't understand why. But if you go back and watch the video from last week's review, I talked about it a little bit more in there, and I'm looking for suggestions or ideas on what maybe might be the problem. So anyway, thanks for watching, and good luck this week. We'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.